wonderful people. You're welcome to another episode of Behind Closed Doors, the secret we don't share until it's over. And I remain your number one host, Damilola Adigbero, aka Damien Swags. And on the show today, we have the big fish herself.
Thanks for having me, Demi. I'm Becky Illustracy.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So, love the viewers. Stay tuned and go nowhere.
Are you still struggling with delayed transactions and high fees? There is a better way with Lemfi. Send money with ease from UK, US, or Canada to Nigeria. Your money arrives in minutes, not days. Use the code on the screen to get a cashback when you send money home. Download the Lemfi app on your Google Play Store or your App Store today.
You're welcome back. Today on Behind Closed Doors, we'll dive into the story that pushes beyond the boundaries of loyalty, trust, and the power of desire. Imagine a man who, despite being happily married, finds himself in the web, entangled with his wife's own mother, and later, our younger sister. This isn't just a story of infidelity, it's one of deep emotional conflicts, passion, and the regret that follows crossing lines that were never meant to be crossed. Join us on Behind Closed Doors as we unravel the story of betrayal, trust, and remorse. This is a story of love lost, lines crossed, of choices that leaves heartbroken and lives forever changed. When I met my wife, it felt like a whirlwind romance. We'd only known each other for 6 months before deciding to get married. But I was confident she was the one. We shared many wonderful things. A similar sense of humor, love for kids, and a mutual ambition to build a strong family. But over time, our marriage also revealed challenges, especially regarding our physical connection. Although I loved her deeply, our intimacy often felt one-sided, and I struggled with a lingering dissatisfaction in that area. Still, I convinced myself to focus on the bigger picture of our lives together. Life took a new turn when my wife was posted to Abuja for a job. A job required travel, which often left me alone with the kids. To help with the care, my wife suggested her mother come in temporarily. At first, I wasn't sure how it would go. But my mother-in-law and I had always been on good terms. But it's different this time, living under the same roof. However, I welcomed the help, hoping it would make things easier. From the moment she arrived, my mother-in-law stepped in beautifully. She was young, vibrant, and full of energy. Not just with the kids, but with me as well. I was surprised by how attentive she was, making sure everything ran smoothly, unlike my wife, who always seemed tired or preoccupied with work. Her mother was caring and warm. Over time, I found myself growing closer to her. I noticed little things about her. The way she laughed, her kindness, her effortless beauty. As a gesture of appreciation, I started buying her small gifts. A perfume she'd mentioned liking, a new scarf, little things. She was touched by the attention. And we had a mutual understanding that it was simply out of gratitude for all her support. Or so I told myself. One evening, I received a big promotion at work, a moment I've been waiting for. I called my wife to share the news, but she was busy and I had to call the call short. My mother in law was thrilled for me, though, and insisted we celebrate. After putting the kids to bed, she opened a bottle of wine. And we toasted to my success. The drinks flowed, and the conversation turned light and laughter filled. I didn't know what happened next. But the boundaries between us blurred. And before I knew it, we were in my bedroom. The morning brought a heavy silence. We both felt guilty. But the warmth we shared the night before lingered. And I told myself it was a mistake. A one-time lapse in judgment. But soon enough, we found ourselves drawn back to each other, time and time again. It was exhilarating, dangerous, and out of character for me. Yet, in those moments with her, I felt understood and desired in a way I hadn't for a long time. We managed to keep things hidden from my wife, who continued our travel to and from Abuja. Months passed, and just when I thought I had a handle on things, my wife's younger sister, Anna, arrived in Abuja for a work transfer. Anna had always been close to her family, and she shared a similar warmth and energy to her mothers. We welcomed her with open arms. She's been through a tough breakup, and I offered her comfort. Wanting to help her adjust to a new life. One evening, I found her in tears, upset over her ex-boyfriend's betrayal. I put my arm around her, intending to comfort her. Emotions ran high. And in the moments of bloodlines, I found myself kissing her. I knew I had crossed a line I could never uncross. Now, I wasn't just betraying my wife with her mother. I was entangled with her sister too. The guilt was overwhelming, but the attraction was undeniable. It was as if I had entered a web of my own making, a series of choices that felt impossible to undo. As time went on, I tried to focus on my wife and hoping things could return to normal. I noticed that she had become more affectionate, showing more interest in our relationship and working on our intimacy issues. I appreciated the changes, but the situation with her mother and sister continues in the shadow. Creating a barrier between my wife and me that she couldn't see. I knew I had to stop. That I was putting everything we built at risk. But I couldn't seem to break free. Every time I resolved to end it with a mother, a part of me remembered the understanding we shared, the way she cared for me and the children. And with Hannah, I found someone who was comforting, young, and fun. A version of a relationship that was fresh and exhilarating. Still, it was wrong, and I knew it. The double life continues for 2 years, and the strain of secrecy became unbearable. The double life continued for 2 years, and the strain of secrecy became unbearable. I was tired of living a lie, of worrying about the day when everything would inevitably unravel. My wife was starting to sense my distance, and I knew it was only a matter of time before the truth surfaced. I wanted to complain, to find a way to salvage what I could of my family. But I feared the devastation it would bring to my wife. A mother and a sister. These weren't just random strangers. They were her close family. The people she loved and trusted most. It's not lost on me that my actions have hurt everyone involved, even if they don't know it yet. I thought of ending things with a mother and sister many times, but I worried they might feel betrayed, and the consequences would still be devastating if the truth emerged. I also feel the weight of my own guilt, knowing I have been unfaithful to my wife with the people she holds dear. If I am to move forward, I know the answer lies in being honest with myself and confronting the mess I've created. The choice I have now is about who I keep or who makes me feel alive. It's about taking responsibility and making amends for the harm I've caused. I may not be able to repair the bond, but I owe my wife, my children, and even myself a chance to live a life grounded in integrity and respect. I realize that this path will likely mean facing harsh consequences, but I have to start from somewhere. Seeking professional guidance might help me find a way to navigate these waters responsibly. And perhaps, in time, I can rebuild trust and peace in my family. I no longer search for an escape from the pain of my actions. I am searching for a way to atone for them and to reclaim a life rooted in truth. I really need help. Please, can someone help me? Well, my own take on this whole scenario is I would say the said guy lacks self control and discipline. There are not two ways about it. Because if the said mother in law were to be his own mother, would he have slept with her? No, he wouldn't have slept with her. He lacks self control. If the said girl were to be his own sister, would he have slept with her? Again, no. But because it lacks that self-control and is not disciplined, and it's really a bad one. It's pathetic, but it's bad. Well, I don't know what Big Fish has to say. Just hear out.
Yeah, you're actually right. I mean, I think I have to add something to what you have said,
Yeah.
which is loneliness at times
Mm.
could make some men mess up. Some, not all.
Well, I'll still say it doesn't justify the act he was involved in. It doesn't justify it.
I understand.
It doesn't. It still boils down to the fact that the guy is not disciplined and he lacks self-control because if he keeps going at the same pace,
Okay.
trust me, he will sleep with his daughter.
So, in this kind of situation, what do you think should be done?
Well, I have just one advice for this person. Just one. And the advice is he should come clean. Yes, he should just tell the truth to the wife, not minding the consequences. Because trust me, that is the only way. That is the only way I see out of this situation. Because come on, the mother-in-law will keep coming to the house. The sister-in-law will keep coming to the house. And if he's still who he is, he's still bound to happen. So,
Damn me.
yeah.
You like people coming out clean.
Yeah, either way.
I think I disagree with what you've said.
Mm.
In my own opinion, I would rather say you should call the wife and they both agree on taking the kids to the boarding school. Doing all this by taking the kids to the boarding school and the mama sorting the sisters, with what I've explained, the man would not need to confess to the wife, and I think that should solve the situation on ground.
Yeah, well, you've heard from Big Fish, but I still maintain my stance that the man needs to work on himself, on self-control and self-discipline. Because with all these people out of the way, it will not boil down to the fact that he will start going after neighbors and neighbors' children. So what we've been fearing, our greatest fear, might eventually come into play. And that is the wife getting to hear about every atrocities he's been committing and the marriage eventually breaking up. So it's better he works on himself and self-control. Yeah, like we do, we always encourage our viewers to drop their advice in our comment section, and that will be appreciated. So, beautiful people, we've come to the end of another episode of The Enclosures. And as usual, in case you have somebody going through something you want us to address, feel free to send a message to us via the email displayed on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, comment, and share. Until we meet again, I remain your number one host, Damilola Adegbera, aka Damien Swags. And with me on the show is the Big Fish herself.
Becky Lucius, thanks for having me again.
You're welcome. Until we meet again. Catch you.
Ciao.